China? He's flying in from China? He's gonna be late. I've got the whole set here. She's ready. We're already on set. We've got everything we need, and this fool is not here. Who hired him again?
You already know what it is. It's beatbox and bullshit. You know, we got the greatest. Only the great. Hold on, Jock. Run it back. We're not done. We got the greatest in here. We only bring the greats over here. That's it. That's all we work with. We got JAQUEBEATZ, the one and only. It's hard to be an imposter to this man. It's hard. Almost impossible. We gotta run it back one more time. You already know. Drop the bomb on him. Drop the bomb on him. On the aux. You already know what it is. Yo, JAQUEBEATZ. We're very, very glad to have you here on Beatbox and Bullshit, all right? Give me that, bro. We're super glad to have you here. I don't know, dude, like, you need to know what I'm about to tell you. And, like, we have to have this conversation. I feel like you don't have this conversation enough because when I saw you, like, Paul was like, how you came into my life. Like, through, like, Atlanta, because you know you meet a lot of people in Atlanta.
Of course.
You meet a lot of people every day. And when I met you, I was coming up with an analogy, like, when I met you and, like, 808, the whole crew. It's like, in Atlanta, you're going around. Imagine are you up on Dragon Ball Z? You're familiar with the cartoon?
I'm familiar.
Familiar. All right. So, you know, it's a lot of regular people on the earth, and then there's a lot of strong niggas like Goku. And there's a lot of special people that can shoot blasts, they can fly and everything. So I feel in myself, I'm one of the people that can fly. I'm a Z fighter, you know, in the analogical, whatever you call it, analogy. But when I rolled up at, let's just say the show that you just had at the Drunken Unicorn, I've never seen you spit. And it's one thing to hear you spit, and it's one thing to see you spit. And your crowd control on point, bars on point, the engineering on that whole thing and the way that everything was mastered and delivered on point. Everything was solid to listen to. Shout out Boss Man. And the way that you choreographed everything with the outfit switches and all that, I learned a lot. So I'm just telling you that. Like, but I walked in and, like, me and my crew, like me, Gray Mac, like we recognize other Z fighters in the area, and, like, you get a lot of ear fatigue going to shows in Atlanta and showcases, and you know what I mean? It gets draining, it gets drawn, you pull out the IG and start scrolling while their SoundCloud singles playing, and they're going off, in their opinion. So I was super refreshed, and people tell me that they're refreshing when they see me, and it's very refreshing to get that same feeling. So that's why I had to do that intro. But
of course.
Yo, I want to know some things, man. I want to know how this project, which I love, this Project Aux.
Appreciate it.
How did that start?
I was working on a whole nother project, and this was like kicking the door down to that project. It was like, you ain't got no business doing this project. You need to do this one. So even though I'm fighting through working on that project, I kept setting songs aside every time I made one, like gone with it, put it to the side. And like that
That's a
side
hard one.
Like that
That's a
side
hard
folder
one.
became aux. And like even like the title, I've had the title for years. I had a lot of components for it for years. And it pretty much was there just manifesting, and I wasn't even in control of it. And I just had to, like, accept that, like, this project is happening, and this other one just has to, like, it has to die.
Yeah, I've had projects disintegrate. They have to.
Yeah,
Must
and
die
I'm
so the
cool
other
with
can
it.
live.
Yeah, I'm cool with it. I just feel like it was just the soil. It was like,
It's the nature of creating.
Yeah, like, we're just going to be here until you actually figure out what you want to do. And
Right.
That's what happened.
That's dope, man. Okay, so one thing I want to kind of pull out of you, pause, is that, like, so I see a lot of tiers. So, you know, there's, with creatives and artists, you have, you know, in video games or something, you have like the pentagon, I think that's what it is, but like it shows like, you know, strength, and then it shows like speed, and then that. So there's a lot of different
like the stats.
exactly the
basically.
stats that and the metrics that build up that character, you know. So you can pick, you know, Toad on Mario Kart's faster than Peach, but Peach got the you know. I feel like I try to analyze people that I enjoy listening to and like what's the strength. And after seeing you live, I can see there's a live stat, recording, there's a flow, but then there's something that's intangible about artists, and I'll just call it right now for unknown saint, but like out of the boxness. And I got that from tracks like Movies.
The edge basically.
The edge.
Yeah.
But I don't want to call it edge because DMX has edge. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking the Gambino-ness of it. You feel me? With the childishness. And just the creative of, like, you put full commercials into the joint. And, like, I didn't even get what you were doing with the skits until I listened to the Billo joint. I'm like, yo, just the instrumentation. You put people in places. Like, the ability to, you're a storyteller.
Pretty
like,
much,
and the ability to, it's hard. A lot of artists can't give you sound and make you see.
And make you see. Okay.
And that is a talent in itself. That's what that stat is. And you killed it with that. You killed it. And I try to do that, and I do that. People tell me I do that, but you did it on another level, and like the whole crew. So who helped you put that together?
I mean, most of the time it's really me at the crib, and I definitely talk to Boss Man and Jay. Like, we'll usually sit down, we'll play them, I'll play them new tracks. We'll just, like, I'll put an order together and then go to them and, you know, play through it and, like, you know, hey, what do we think? You know? And I never used to do that with, like, anybody at one point. It was, like, a point where, like this is happening and, like, there's nothing you can do about it. But I really, at that point, I was like, man, I need some people that I, like, musically trust. And that was them. So even 9 times out of 10, like, let's be real, 9 times out of 10, they agree with me. Cause like it's like I'm no idiot, they're no idiot, and they know I'm not an idiot. So like, but
I mean, all y'all are Z fighters. Like,
yeah,
that's
so,
what I'm trying to say. The whole collective.
So like the only thing that really happens in the room is like suggestions. Like, so we, instead of us going like yes no, it's more of a, it can be this way.
Maybe we could.
It can be that way. It can be this way. And let's pick the best way. And then we'll, like, vote on it. So it's never really any fighting going on because we all want everybody to get what they want the best way they can have it. So if we start debating, it's like, no, I'm not debating because I want it my way. I'm debating because I'm making sure you have it your way.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it.
So when I sit down with the tracks, that's kind of what we're doing. We're just making sure everybody gets what they want, how they really want it, and make sure that no one is settling or, you know, anything of that sort. So that for the most part, that's me in the track. So even when I first did Movies and sitting down with Jay, and I'm just like, look what I made, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
yo, doesn't it feel great to get that idea off?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it's great.
It's
And
like,
then,
yo, bro, like, pull out the files, like.
Yeah, and we sit down and play, and we're just like, yo, like, man, that's hard, but, like, it would be 10 times harder if you got a porn star on it.
Oh.
And we're like, yeah, like, that sets it over the top. Like, and that's when I, like, managed to get Roxy Reynolds on it. And then from that point, that's when I knew it was set in stone. Like, this was like a smooth 85% when it didn't have a porn star on it.
How did I have to ask? How did you get the porn star on it?
Luckily, I knew somebody who knew porn star. And it was like cool. And I think I met her before. I just didn't recognize her, cause like like some people like the height changes like in like real life. So like you run it like me, like I don't pay attention as much as I'm supposed to when it comes to like faces. So like I'll just be in a room full of people, you know, and then just like, you know, and then they'll turn back around and we're like, who was in that room? Like, right. What? Like, you know, and then
it's happened to me. I'm not gonna lie.
So I'll get mad like, man, I missed out on who, and you know, and ball. Yeah, and then so the ball didn't like drop.
Obviously, you got Roxy Reynolds on the track.
It definitely slipped out of my hand.
But that's dope. Like the whole intro, like I brought the tools and like,
Yeah,
and then like it's like, okay, pause. We need to be sexier, Jock, sexier, like that. Like that whole. Who's doing the voiceover for that?
I'm everybody.
That's you.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm everybody except
Roxy. Got
except
it.
Roxy. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and I figured that, but you have to ask because that's another thing. Your impressions are good too. Like,
yeah,
you pull those out, you get in the different.
I try my hardest to like not be me. Most of the time, like
Got it.
like I'm done being Jock, but like let's be like like I didn't give that guy a name or anything, but I'm just making sure like the director is not me.
Yeah, you have to get out of
like,
body, isn't it?
yeah.
Do you feel, and this is just my opinion, like when you have to get into that other character, it's like the more uncomfortable I feel trying to get into this other character, the better I know it is.
Most likely, yeah, because at first you're gonna be very uncomfortable, like, like that's what I sound like. But the more uncomfortable you are, you realize that's not you. Like you're like, oh, I hate how I sound. Like, yeah, because it's not you anymore.
True.
It's whoever that guy is.
That's fun. That's one of my favorite parts about creating because a lot of people, they just create song, but like, yo, you have to add some type of flavor. Oh, you know what I wanted to ask you? It's about the BET Cypher that so during when you were making that, I have a, what would I call it? I have a prediction or just a theory. Were you in a Diddy / Bad Boy inspiration type bag when you were creating? I'm gonna just stop.
I wish. Oh, what really came out of that was, believe it or not, my cousin was actually gonna be in the cipher, and I was just showing him how ciphers work.
Explain.
Like he was like going into cipher for the first time, and he's like, like we understand that you rap, but I'm like, this rap, like cipher rap and rap are
okay,
like they're two different things.
So it's
like,
a demonstration.
Yeah, like it's like you put yourself on this very, very high shelf, like all like you're more aggressive. You're like you're swinging. Like you're swinging at everybody else in the cipher.
It's a
like,
different approach.
Yeah, so it's a very, very aggressive approach, and I only wrote that to show him.
Okay.
And then I looked back at it and was like, I'm not wasting this. So
where did the beat come from? Because that beat was fire.
I produce all my beats.
Oh, you do, really?
Yeah. So that was.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna waste that, so I did.
Oh wow, that's another element. That's wild, man. So the whole collective, what do you bring to the collective?
Nothing.
What do you mean?
They're good without me.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna disagree, man, because that show wouldn't have been the same. I wouldn't have had the same experience at that show. If I'm not even trying to like go.
No, I literally bring nothing. Or like when it comes to 808, they call me dad, so like Father Beats, I show up and I'm like cool. Like I know I'm the old guy. Like I don't go out as much as them, but like. I'm like I'm there. Like,
so what's the day for you? Like, what's your day like?
Wake up, stress, eat, stress, rap a little.
What are you stressing about, man?
Beats.
Besides the
projects,
fact that,
man, like projects, music, yeah, like that. Like that's what I'm stressing about. Like,
good stress.
Yeah, good stress. Not like oh my god, what am I gonna do? It's like oh my god, let's get this done. Like that kind of just wanting to really get projects done, making sure everything is like to the T. Did the same with Ox, and Ox came out beautiful. Mm-hmm. So yeah,
definitely get that. Yo, thank you for sharing.
Of course.
So you make beats, you're a producer. I'm just excited, man. So do you need like a minute? Do you need anything?
Nah, I'm here.
All right, what do I want to give you? Drop.
Guess I gotta start rapping, no singing, watch blinging, dread swinging, drink, no advertisement. I'm about to do the Heisman. Get out my face. This card's an ace. I'm coming for your queen. She all up in my place. Don't think too hard. I'm studying abroad. I'm looking at your girl. Nah. Back in the whip. Stiff upper lip. Been in the corner. Calling the coroner. I swear I kill it. You don't have to feel it. Gas tank gotta fill it. That's way too much money. I'm an ape, y'all some monkeys. I swear that's the same thing. If you Google it, you find out it's just the same thing. I gotta chill. I'm way too real. I'm looking in the mirror. Forget all of my fears. The paper's got a tear. I done put on all my tears. Blood, sweat. Don't you ever forget. Man, I thought I couldn't do this, but here I am. Going ham. Damn. In the grocery store. Spam. Gotta skip it. I gotta live it. My life. With some kids and a wife. Strife. I don't even know where that fit. But hopefully that shit make sense in time. What's the time? This watch is dead. It's in my head. I'm going off the dome. Leave me alone. After this, I'll go home. A ape house. You know what I'm about. Quiet as a mouse. Or more like a rat. I ain't no rat. Stop that. Baseball. Bat. I had to laugh at that. I wish I could beatbox. I used to beatbox in 6th grade. Everybody was amazed, and I was playing. Years later, now I make beats. I'm JAQUEBEATZ. I'm in the streets. All I make is heat. Tweet. I hardly do it. But when I do, I do it Dos Equis.
Yeah. Oh
Hey, man. I don't know how I just made it through that. So
Really?
I really don't. That's a surprise. That's a whole surprise. I'm like, whoa, okay. Like,
Yo,
yeah.
what? How did Salsa with Your Mama like come up to? I know it's not you. That's a J Newton joint.
but I produced it.
You produced it. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
yeah. That joint fire, bro.
Yeah. So we were at Ape Cave, and we were chilling, and I like the room got quiet for like 5 minutes. I don't know what we were working on from before. The room got quiet for 5 minutes, and he's like, "So, Father BEATZ," and I was like, "Cool." And I started just working on a beat, and I didn't really. I got through like the first few sounds, and I'm like, "Oh, you ready?" It's like, "Cool," and boom, like Salsa with Your Mama came, and now it's like huge. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it was such a surprise. And then here we are years later with the remix, and I was blessed to get a spot.
Blessed to get a spot, even though you made the beat.
Yeah.
You could. What you talking
Yeah,
about?
I mean, like,
You could shut this whole shit. That's my. I'm shutting this down.
But you know what I mean? Like I'm happy to be here, man.
I get you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. You're not guaranteed nothing.
Nothing in this life. So I'm like, I'm just happy to be there. I'm like, oh, me? Cool. Like, you know, I'll go get a verse ready.
Yo, can you give me any verses?
Like some top secret, like, upcoming verses?
I just asked you a question, man. I'm not gonna be greedy.
Does that work? I'm going through the archives now. Like, does that work? Man, I feel like maybe we should wait till the project. I feel like we should.
Can I get an O-verse?
I mean, it's right there on Apple Music, so You know.
I want them to hear your flow, man. Nobody's guaranteed to come on here and they're gonna see you playing around with the quarter note flow,
Of course.
and they're gonna
Quarter note flow save lives.
quarter note flow does save
It
lives.
saves lives. Cause like you come up here and you trying to do like everything else, and then you like once you slip for real.
Right.
And I'm like, you can't slip if you give yourself
One.
like you give yourself
I'm not
that gap.
done.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
This ain't fun, right?
Yeah, quarter note flow save lives, man. So
You know, going with it.
I do know it.
Like no,
Like, I know it. Like every show, like man, yeah, going with it that's a very important part to every show now. Like,
Yo, this joint.
oh shit. Look. Just that duck, take cover, hands over your head. I'm in the bank with that mask, put them bills in that bag, unmarked, no tag, and we parked out back. Driver's foot on gas, mashing on your ass, bending corners, Benny booming, bend the rules until they snap into, and this how fast the flow is. That shit progressive, call me Mississippi, brought the essence, that's your main thing, going bang bang. As you start to see a lesson, I apologize, like every rapper. Oh my bad, I ain't know, bruh, bitch, of course I did, and I'll do it again. There's a lot of ass on my shoe at the end, and I'm influenced again. East side, the only side, no sign me, sayonara, born the same day as Frank Sinatra. I am not your average artist and artist. Bullshit in my face, shit. Finally got to my nose, no kidding, no fucks given. Even when I'm fucking, I'm so fly, pants unbuttoned. Whoa, gone with it, ayy, gone with it, ayy, too far, gone with it, yeah, gone with it. I hit that gas, I'm gone with it, too far, gone with it. Oh yeah, I'm gone with it. He be boxing, he gone with it, too far, gone with it. This is not a drill. I've been on fire for real. Niggas ain't writing their verses, but I trust my Bible real. Yeah.
Yo, thank you for that, bro.
Hey,
Joint, definitely go.
I like
check out
that.
this
It's definitely
man.
a beatbox version. I like that.
Yeah. Like, come
Like
on,
it.
man, on command. That's how we do it.
Do you think you get tired, like if you did a show where like you, like it's just really like probably like 3 microphones, but you had to like beatbox all the music?
It's 3 microphones. I don't get like what's the setup.
Okay, 3 meaning like you have a microphone, but you're the music, and the performers get the other 2 mics.
Oh,
And
well,
for like the whole show, you are just the music by yourself.
so I went to, if you heard of Coast to Coast, yeah. So I went to Coast in 2017, and that's where I met Lunati, who was one of the people on here, and I went there, and at the end, when we were going on the yacht, there's a huge line of these artists that are going on the yacht, and like I don't know, it must have been like 80 people, something like that. So they know me as the beatboxer because I already performed twice, and I always start out my sets with beatboxing. So I'm sitting there, like somebody asked me to beatbox or whatever, irrelevant. I start beatboxing, and then dude starts hopping on, and then everybody hears it. Other dude starts hopping on. Like I went, I think 26 minutes. So 26 minutes straight, no stopping. And like that's the thing. I believe if niggas want to rap, no pun intended, but I'll be damned if I'm pulling the aux. You feel me? Like I'm not about to be the one to stop. Everybody's having a good time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go until like all right, man. Like I can't. Like I'm gonna lose my voice before. That's just like the pride in it. Like I love like the hip hop and the music, and it's an experience. I see it with like the rappers and people who start rapping when I beatbox because they don't experience that ever. You know, it's like it's like bringing. I don't want to call nobody a kid, like, but it's a new experience. Like going to Disneyland. I always say the studio is like Disney World for niggas. Like, you know, people pay some time. Yeah, I'm gonna get the 75 ticket.
And it's like, and it's every other studio too.
Right.
Like it's a new experience for every studio. It's like, bro, you saw a microphone yesterday. Like, but that ain't the one from yesterday. Like this the one today.
And that's not the
and
engineer.
It's a whole nother, like, yeah, like it's a whole nother experience every studio.
Right, because they don't got the same. You don't got the same plugins, new programs, no
And
hardware.
it's not the same beats from yesterday. It's not nothing.
Yeah, so that's what I really like doing that. But this show that I'm doing, the beatboxing bullshit show is 7 artists. I'm beatboxing the whole time. Yeah, whole time.
Oh, this happening.
Whole time happening. September 19th. Yeah, I don't know when this is coming out, but that's, you know, since I plugged that, I may bump this. I may like drop this one like now. But yo, you want to give any shout outs? I mean, it's been a pretty tame show.
Hey, shout out to God.
Facts.
Yeah,
Shout out God.
like number one reason I'm here. Shout out to my parents. Number 2 reason I'm here. And, shout out 808, man. Everybody in there. 3-Way, You've, Cleo, Jay, Boss, me, Killshaw. Yeah,
Dope.
we all in there.
Shout out Teddy.
Yeah,
out Teddy.
shout out Teddy, bro.
Shout out Bo.
Yeah, Teddy, Bo's, me and Bo were in the studio.
Dope.
Yeah,
Yo, Bo,
I'm not
Bo
trying to
is
get
so funny, bro. Like, but I enjoy Bo's set so much, bro. Like, Bo be
Right.
turning up, and like just his flow and delivery. Like, he says some.
He says,
I
right.
took the weekend off so I can get my baby a Birkin, like baby a bag Birkin. It was so hard.
Right. Bo says some real cool shit, bro.
Yeah,
He does, bro.
the
Shout out
wordplay
to Bo,
funny.
bro.
Shout
Like
out,
we
man.
definitely was in the studio. Not trying to get y'all like super excited, like it's gonna come out soon. We never know, but we were
know.
yeah, we was definitely in the studio. Shout out to M. We was in the studio.
M's always
Not
working.
yeah, not trying to get y'all hopes up, but not trying to get y'all hyped up, but we was in the studio. But yeah, man. Teddy, we supposed to be in the studio. Teddy,
I want to see what Teddy doing in the studio. Does Teddy have anything out right now?
like
Just know him as the poet
on record.
on major platform or anywhere I can listen. I don't want to be that guy. Oh, I only listen on major. Nah,
Nah, let's
I just haven't heard Teddy.
let's talk to Teddy and see.
All right.
Like what if Teddy raps? Don't tell nobody.
Like raps.
Like rap.
Really?
I'd be scared of that because he got bars.
That would be a disservice, man.
He got
That would-
bars, bro. So
If he's holding out on that, Teddy, I'm gonna get Teddy up here. Actually,
well, we out
'cause
here getting Teddy in trouble.
Teddy low key hit me though. Teddy low key hit me. I was like, yo, like I'm like, I forget what I said, but like, I was like, do you know anybody? He was like, oh, I'm trying to get on there. I'm like, oh, but like, I'm looking for like rapper. So if Teddy's a rapper, we're having a rapper named Teddy on here.
Bro, bring Teddy on here.
Bring Teddy on here.
Bring Teddy on here.
All right.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right.
He's serious.
Say less.
He's hearing that from me. Like
Say
He's like,
less,
oh,
Jock
like he's like,
Beats.
Jock said, yeah.
Okay.
That's a definite.
Yo, but we're gonna wrap this up because I don't know if I don't know my camera being weird like when it's shot in 4K, but yo,
Hey, I'm ugly anyway, so they ain't gonna they don't need all that. They don't need
beatboxing bullshit.
They don't need 4K jock beats.
4K Jot Beats.
They
I
don't-
think they need
they don't
4K
need
Jot
that.
Beats.
Let's save them and let's like we can deal with like a 1080p jock beats. Yeah, let's pixelate this a little bit.
Never.
Yeah, you'll get more views. Trust me.
All right.
Yeah.
One.